Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here at Earth and Sky, and those of you joining us online. We always appreciate your likes and your subscribing to our channel.
Don't forget to subscribe.
We wanted to talk about something a little different this week because there's a really important energy that's coming through right now, the window of time that is opening up here in the world around us, and we wanted to make sure you had the information to arm yourself to be able to receive the diamonds that will come through to you during this time if you know how to watch for them.
Sign up for something to get the
How
diamonds?
to bring them in. You'll find out in just a minute.
Order?
Sort of from the universe.
Okay. You don't even have to order them. It's amazing.
But in all seriousness, this is, we've just entered the window of time that is actually started on the 17th day of Tammuz, which was the evening of July 5th, or July 6th.
July 6th.
This year.
Yeah.
That would be the day for it. And
That's
it's
a lot easier to understand.
3-week time period where people may have been feeling over the last few days a little bit more stressed, a bit more pressure. You may have been noticing when you've been out and about that people were a bit angrier or restless.
Driving crazy.
Exactly. There's a high degree of temperature that is in the air.
Yeah, like more than normal, for real.
Exactly. And that's because this window of time that comes in, it's once a year that this energy comes in, and a lot of people may experience it as negativity. They might feel it. It doesn't have to be experienced this way. We'll get to that in a second. But they often experience it where it feels like negativity is just coming at them. They start to react, their stress level goes up, and then you just find yourself in a battle with people you don't even know, or you find yourself in a battle with your family and people that you're close to, and you end up regretting some of the things that you say and wishing you hadn't done some of the things you did.
Because you're anxious.
Because you're reacting to this window of time that's coming through. But as Kabbalists, we know that anything that comes through as a challenge has a hidden gift within it.
Is that where the diamonds are coming?
This is where the diamonds are coming
Okay.
Yes. Whenever there is any kind of a challenge, and actually to receive any kind of gift, anytime we want to elevate into the next level of existence, the next level of being who we are, the next greatest gifts that we want to receive in ourselves, we have evolution, perfect word for it. We have to reach certain challenges with evolution. You think back to the first man that actually stood up on 2 legs. That was probably hard at first. They were used to using 4, and they had to have the courage and learn the dexterity. There was a challenge there. Same thing with toddlers. When we see toddlers, they walk on all 4s, and then as they evolve and grow, they are able to stand on their 2 legs. But they have to be willing, and sometimes with some encouragement, because it's easier to crawl and it's harder to walk. But you can get around a lot faster.
Yeah. You get a lot of benefit from it.
Parents of 3-year-olds that wish they still just crawled
higher for the cookies.
Exactly. Or the diamonds.
Or the diamonds. Oh, yay. Now we have diamond cookies. This is awesome.
When you think about it, in our lives, or in our planetary evolution, when you think about how diamonds are created, and really any kind of crystal under the earth, diamonds to be created, it's just simple carbon, and you add heat and you apply a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
And that heat and that pressure and that constant force and that constant, like a friction almost, that is being applied to that carbon creates the most beautiful sparkling diamond that's hidden amidst all of the other dirt that's there. And so this window in time is the same opportunity for you in your life. You can either choose to rise into the pressure and think, everyone else is angry around me. I don't know why I feel this, but I feel this. I'm going to throw it off on some other people because I'm just going to react. And when you're just reacting, you're basically clawing at the dirt. You're not receiving any of the good things. You're just feeling more miserable about yourself afterwards.
When you're just reacting, which is
autopilot mode often.
which is usually not great.
It's not, one of the best things, one of the number 1 things we talk about is how to not react, how to pause. Implement the tool of the pause, and it will change your life. And this 3-week window is a really good time to implement that tool of the pause. One of the things that is really interesting is that it's the way our challenges present in our lives is a way that we can earn the things that we can receive as rewards. So we need to be able to...
So the anxiety that we feel is the challenge.
Yes.
And so if you can keep that under control...
By shifting it.
By shifting.
To gratitude.
Okay.
Shifting it to peaceful mindset. Shifting it to being mindful of what's going on in your own thoughts. Being mindful of what's going on around you. Being mindful of not reacting, but choosing. And one of the best questions I find to ask within myself is to ask each time before I feel myself react, is this thought that I'm having something that represents my dignity? Is this action that I'm about to take, does this represent me and who my dignity is? One of the things I often like to do is fast forward to the end, and I often think about the end of my life. And at the end of my life, whenever we think about people when they die or when they're nearing death, we think about who they were, how we felt when we were around them more than what they did. How did we feel in their presence? And it's the way you act, your thoughts. People respond to the thoughts that you have. You don't even have to say it out loud. They're aware of the energy that is coming off of you and your intention towards them. People will sometimes react to things that you say about them to other people, even though they were never present to hear the words. Their soul knows what you said. You know what other people have said when they're not even around you. Because we're all connected in this beautiful chasm that is the life that we're living, and it's so important to really reflect. So the question that I always getting a little off topic there, I always like to think of the end, and I think about what legacy am I going to leave? What is the legacy that I want to leave? How will people think about me after I'm gone? And keeping in mind every single day, every moment, every interaction I have with every person is creating that legacy. It's that legacy that you're creating when you're mad at your spouse, when you had a challenging day at the office. Maybe you work in customer service and every single person during this 3-week window has been very angry and upset and asking the world of you, and you feel like you can't fix their problems.
And they're aggressive and angry and upset.
Exactly. They're not seeing you as a person. They're only thinking about themselves and what their problem is, and not recognizing what that is doing to you as a person. Waitresses, I think, get this a lot as well. And then let's say you're the one that's in the service industry, and then you go home at the end of that 9-hour shift of everyone yelling at you, and you have it all pent up because you had to try to be nice to people on the surface, but it's not what you were thinking inside.
And then who do you take it out on?
Your spouse, maybe, your kids, maybe, maybe and it is creating the legacy of how people feel around you. Is that the legacy? Are you rising to the level of the dignity of your soul? Your dignity is your thoughts, your deeds, and your actions. So are you proud of the dignity that you have? Are you proud of your legacy? And those are things we really need to be mindful of during this time period.
Now that's good. Now that's good on a day-to-day. I mean, just every day.
Absolutely.
That's good. But this is specific time frame because of all of the energy coming.
Yes.
And beating down on us.
Really
the challenging is so strong. That is so much more important, specifically during this 3 weeks.
Exactly, because it's not about negativity. That's how it can be perceived on the surface, but we know that it's...
Well, no, because if you feel anxious and you feel aggressive, and everybody around you feels anxious and feels aggressive, that's negative, right?
It seems that way.
That seems negative.
But really it's just energy, because there's really, when we look at things, when we strip the good and bad labels off of things, energy is energy. And so it can...
So if I'm being revved up because there's so much energy, that's why I feel anxious.
Exactly.
But I actually could turn that into feeling positive and productive.
Exactly. You can turn it into gratitude, abundance, picking up diamonds instead of clawing at the dirt. And it's this internal shift that happens that creates that.
Okay.
Because really energy is just energy.
Yeah.
It just is. The light wants you to succeed. The white light wants you to have what you want. And it sometimes dumps a whole lot of energy on us. And we as people in our culture sometimes just react to the energy, not recognizing, what is this coming at me? Is this an amazing blessing? Yeah. Is this a huge gift that is coming forward at me? And this 3-week window is truly a big gift. It is a burst of energy that is raining down on us from that source, the creation energy, that source love energy, the unlimited abundant energy, and it's dumping it like the fullness of the sun throwing solar flares at us. It's as though the moon is falling out of the sky and landing on us, but it is just energy. It is not a physical, tangible thing that you have to react to. If you instead work on opening your vessel, you'll be able to receive this light, because it's as though you're feeling all of the pressure of this energy coming at you, where you feel like you're going to explode because your vessel isn't ready to receive it.
So
the vessel being your body, your soul.
So let's say if I have a full vessel, how do I either expand it or, I guess, empty it? How would I empty my vessel so that I can take this energy in?
Several ways to put it into just practical terms. Several different things that you can do. One is sharing the light. One is sharing good, positive deeds. Positive
just sharing.
Sharing compliments.
Okay.
When you walk into that room and you can feel everyone is revved up and you can feel it's all tense when you walk into the office. Instead of reacting to that and thinking, well, this is going to be a bad day, instead go, who needs compliments the most? Whose job can I make a bit easier today? How can I bring some joy and some levity into this office?
Help someone.
Help someone else. There's so many ways that we can help people in our lives. If you come home and your spouse is already there and they're frustrated and upset and they had a terrible day and they start yelling at you about something that you know isn't even your fault, you can either react to that and you both have a bad night,
then you get angry.
Or you can figure out how to talk to your spouse and say, you know what, I think maybe you had a bad day. Let's reset and remember it's actually us here, and let's have a conversation or defuse that situation.
Or would you like dinner? Let me make you dinner.
Exactly. Or, what can you share with them? Sharing is the best way to empty the vessel so that you create more space, because when we give, we create space to receive even more. You can do this by purifying your thoughts as well, really being mindful and paying attention. And when you have those negative thoughts, whether it's negativity about yourself or negativity about others, really refraining from living in that thought and say no to it as though it's the opponent. We've talked before about the opponent. Say no to the opponent, no to the negativity, and choose to live a life that is filled with light, where you're sharing. Gratitude is another powerful way to be able to empty your vessel and expand it to receive more. Because when we're grateful, we're recognizing what we already have. And when we're grateful for what is around us and what we have, we're creating space because we're open to what is around us, instead of feeling closed off of, I want more and I don't have enough of that. Instead, being grateful. And you can do that by just before you even open your eyes, especially during these next 3 weeks. Think about what you're grateful for. Visualize the day ahead. Be grateful for the fact that you know about this next 3 weeks. You know. And
now, okay. So you say 3 weeks, but is the 3 weeks like? So it's going to be the stress for 3 weeks.
It is, and so it's going to be about how you determine how you react to that over the next 3 weeks, which is at the same time, it's 3 weeks of great possibility of picking up diamonds along the way.
Yeah.
All of this pressure that's closing in on you allows you to create diamonds that you bring into your soul, that you can bring in and fill yourself with, that will carry you through the next year. The window of opportunity
interesting.
that this brings is huge. It is the
Because it can fill you because there's so much energy coming.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay,
It is
okay.
full, whatever you want to call creation energy,
Yeah.
just raining down, pouring down. In some ways, it's kind of like that bottleneck. If you're, for a woman that's giving birth, there's this like bottleneck of all of that pressure. Sorry, guys. There's a bottleneck of all of that pressure. And then as soon as the baby's born, there's the
Oh.
relief of the
Oh,
endorphins
I
and
gotcha.
all of
Okay,
that love
okay.
that comes in, and the pressure is gone, and there's the joy that comes in.
You just started with bottlenecks, so of course I thought traffic. And you're like,
Yep, and that's a good
a pregnant woman with traffic, and I'm like, is this going to go bad? Is this, where's this going? Oh, so when she's in labor is the next 3 weeks,
Yes, yeah, exactly.
is what you're saying.
Exactly.
So that's where the build of this pressure, where
Yeah.
it's the challenge, it's the pressure, it's the uncomfortableness, it's the all of those things that as a woman's ready to give birth,
Yes.
that's our next 3 weeks.
Exactly, and that
okay.
really represents the energy that is in all of us right now. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. We are
Right.
all creators. We are all aspects of, I often think of all of us as gods and goddesses that are here
Right.
on this planet, experiencing the physical form that is around us and eventually becoming one with the
Connecting,
source energy
yeah.
again. But while we are down here in this physical form, this 3 weeks is where we, if you look at the divine energy that is within us, it's as though we are giving birth to the future of who we are going to become, who we are becoming.
Interesting.
And you can either succumb to the pressure and feel like,
Just
oh,
get
it's not
angry
worth it,
and
this
flow-
is terrible.
Yeah, go with that energetic
That's-
flow into the negative.
And then that's the energy you're pouring into what your next year is
Yeah,
going to be.
right.
I don't think I
I don't
want to
want
do
that,
that.
no.
Or you can recognize a time of pressure is a time of great things being ready to be revealed. And I'm going to maximize this. I'm going to lean into gratitude. I'm going to lean into peace. I'm going to share as much as I can and make this better for everyone around
yeah.
us, whoever's willing to receive the light.
Nice. And that will help calm that sense, right? I mean,
Exactly.
that feeling of anxiety and all that stress will help manage that. It will help maybe you'll feel more balanced. from that.
Exactly. And you could probably share an example you had on the very first day that this energy shifted.
driving, yeah.
Speaking of bottlenecks and driving.
Actual bottleneck. No, not
I love the example because it was right after you had learned about this energy.
Yeah. So I get in the car and I just have to run down the way a little bit. And when I'm driving, I want to get around people. I want to get through that next light. And that was that feeling. And then I'm like, why am I in such a hurry? Why am I so annoyed by these other drivers? And I went, oh, right. I mean, I literally wanted to get away from every car that was near me because they were doing what seemed like the most insane things. And so the light was turning yellow, and if I had punched it, I could have made it. And I thought, you know what, wait, I was just learning that's why I'm having these feelings, so maybe I should pull it back. So I stopped at the light instead of running through it to get through it that last second. So I stopped at the light and calmed myself. And from there on out, all the rest of the trips that I had to make through the day were just nice. Now, every now and again, I would still feel like, oh, I'm going to hurry and and I'm like, no, you have to, it really wants to drive you there. It really, you just feel driven to hurry and to go and to get these people away from me. And I just was like, no, okay, stay calm. And it was literally directly rewarded by, if I started getting faster or aggressive or whatever, they did too. Mm-hmm. And when I pulled it back, everybody was just like, oh yeah. And everybody just stayed where they were and everything was calm. And it was like a mirror of what I did they did too.
Yes.
And it was really kind of an amazing thing, so yeah.
It is. It's wonderful because then you can see how much you are creating your reality
Yep.
and how much your mind, your thoughts, where your space is setting the stage of everything that is around you.
Yeah.
You can either just react and allow the stage to be set for you, or you can set the stage by doing what is a little bit harder. It takes a little bit more. You have to really lay into the dignity and integrity that you have within yourself to rise up, to be the better person with it, and to let yourself feel that peace, embody that peace, share the peace, share the light, share the compliments with people.
Yeah, yeah. Now, you said 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It started on the
July 5th.
5th.
Or July 6th, the night of the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah,
But 5th or
exactly.
6th, okay.
And it
then,
culminates, so over these next 3 weeks, it culminates until the 7th day of Av, which is July 26th.
Okay. Wait a minute.
That's a special day for
That's a
somebody.
special day for somebody.
The light is being awakened on your birthday. It's a very special day. Makes it a little easy to remember that day.
yeah. That's going to be awesome.
Yes, so the tempers tame down, and that's the day that you start really pulling in all of the diamonds that have been percolating in this pressure around you. There's a few days of a window where you're basically letting this pressure roll off of you, showing yourself that you're ready for the blessings and this energy that is coming through. You're expanding your vessel, you're emptying out your vessel by sharing, you're expanding your vessel by rising into your integrity. And then on the 7th day of Av, or the 26th of July, is when you start bringing in the diamonds, and they start coming in. It's as though this creation energy opens up. It's the light starts to just flow in a tremendous way that is comfortable, and it flows into your vessel. In a way, it's as though the vessel is opening to receive the light. The energy was dumped in all around you, made all these diamonds, and then your vessel is able to take in whatever degree you had expanded it to throughout those weeks of pressure.
So I got a guy behind me, and I'm like, yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I like that one.
Think of your diamonds.
And then all of a sudden on the 26th, they're like, all those ones you talked about, here you go.
Exactly, yes. And you will start seeing things shifting in your life. You're going to start seeing blessings that start to come through, abundance that starts to flow through. It opens very quickly, beginning on this year, 26th of July.
Nice.
And one of the things that I really like as another practical way that you can kind of empty out and open, we talked about gratitude. And also focusing on the end and bringing that in. One of the things that my mentor had actually shared this with me, and it was an idea to write every day during this period, to write a letter in the morning, and you're writing that to the light or the creation energy or whatever you consider the divine energy, the universe, God, whatever names you want to use for it.
Allah.
And you're going to be writing this letter every morning, author to whoever you believe in, and basically writing it from the thought of you're at the end of your life and you're looking back on what your life was. Maybe you're looking 100 years from now or 50 years from now or whatever you feel like it is.
And 100
and so you're looking back on your life and you're writing gratitude for all the things that happened. So thankful for the abundance that flowed in every day of my life, and the love that I had, and the relationships that I enjoyed, and the successes.
Like they already happened.
Exactly.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Whatever things you're envisioning for the rest of your life.
Things that you want, you act like you already have them, and you're thanking them for what you...
Exactly, because we've talked before, we talk a lot in classes about stepping into infinity, out of time and space in Reiki. We talk about how to do this in shamanism and many other things, how time and space are
all of this stuff.
Different, and so you can just step out of that, and this is one of those windows of time where you step out and you write the letter saying thank you for all of these great things that happened in my life. And it might be different things that you think in this letter every day, or you might mention some of the things multiple times.
Okay.
And, thank you for my children's health, or my cat's, joy, or, whatever it is that you want to write about. And then at the end of each night, you're going to read that letter before you go to bed. And by doing this, you are manifesting what your life is going to be. There is a lot of power in writing.
Yeah.
And when you're taking this time of all of this pressure, you're opening your vessel and expanding by focusing on the gratitude. You're manifesting what you want by writing it down and acknowledging it has already happened. And then you're reading it to saturate that into your mind so that as you sleep, it continues to percolate and work through your subconscious and become the life. Be the life you are becoming.
And so the idea also you could use, I just thought of like the sharing idea. So you could say not just the gifts of your life, but the things that were given to the people that you know and care about.
Oh, I love that.
So that shows it's sharing in the future for what you believe is true now.
Yes, and being thankful for all the things for your friends and your family.
So that they have these amazing things.
Yes,
and they accomplish these amazing things.
Being an incredible creator, setting the stage for everyone.
So it's kind of sharing in the future. So
I love
nice.
that.
Okay,
Yes,
so I like that idea though. Writing it and then reading it. Writing it and reading it. Nice.
Yeah. And then if you do that during this time period until the 26th, it's going to really awaken these things as that creation energy really continues to flood in a way that you can take it in on the 26th. That is the time that you're really bringing in those powerful waves.
Comes to a head.
Yeah. And then we have a few more days.
The birth.
Exactly. And you may decide to continue those letters from the 26th of July until the 15th day of Av, which is the first day of August this year, because that is that time period where you're really drawing in. So you're dealing with the pressure, you're drawing in the blessings, and it all culminates in that finality on August 1st.
Okay, so that doesn't finish on the 26th.
No, that's when the light is revealed in the way that's when it's...
That's when the pressure stops.
Yes, exactly.
So the pressure stops, but the cycle itself...
is continuing, and the light is revealed on the 1st of August.
Oh, okay. So do the diamonds come on the 1st of August? Is that when the diamonds come?
You may start seeing them on the 26th, but they will be fully revealed on the 1st.
Okay,
exactly.
So it's put up with, pause, reveal.
Little calm.
I got you. Okay.
Gives you a breather before you.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you kind of keep staying on the right track.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like, are you really? Do you mean it?
Are you one of those people that after the stress, then you have the pressure?
Then you have this major meltdown.
But on the 1st of August, it's actually on the night of the 1st of August is when the energy begins to be revealed and then continues through the next day. That's when the Zerum pen, which is the energy that is outside the tree of life, when we talk about the tree of life and the 10 Sphirot and the 23 paths, the Zerum pen is the veiled face that is the energy in essence basically outside of the Sphirot and outside of the paths. The rest of the blank page of paper would be a way to kind of see it outside of the lines that are drawn if you have a tree of life drawn on a paper.
Okay, so everything but the tree
is the Zeron pen.
Okay.
And so the Zeron pen, this energy that is vast, incredible, vast chasm of
everything else.
All the cosmos, unites with Malchut, which Malchut is the lowest Sphirot on the tree of life. It is the one that is the physicality, everything in our plane of existence. It's us. It's the trees, the rocks, the clouds, the rivers, the animals.
It's the physical and the slow and the...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so the Zeron pen, the cosmic energy of all that is, and the unseen hidden worlds, hidden even beyond the Sphirot, unites with everything that is the physicality. It's as though creation is born again, in a way.
Wait, that's not the hidden...
Not the hidden Sphirot.
Okay, all right.
This is much bigger even than that.
Okay.
This is huge.
Sorry, I was just checking. So,
huge energy.
I thought I had a good one.
And it all unites together in this beautiful balance as we see the moon in the sky and the sun in the sky at the same time, with the fullness of their light being revealed in totality together.
Nice. So, and that's sun and moon, that's masculine, feminine.
Exactly.
At the same time.
Exactly.
Oh, it shows the balance.
Exactly.
Oh.
It shows the light, the personality, the external forces of everything that we
Okay.
do, as well as our internal nature, our emotions, our feminine nature, and our masculine nature, all of these
in
things
balance.
uniting. And you can
Nice.
even think of this in a way, I just had kind of an image of when you think of some of the wild animals in nature, when they're preparing a courtship, sometimes they can be pretty violent. If you look at a pair of tigers that are getting ready to mate, it can be very violent at first, and there can be some severe injuries. It's kind of like the courtship phases, these 3 weeks, where our masculine nature and our feminine nature are swirling inside ourselves. Our shadow side and our light side are swirling inside ourselves. We know what we should do, and we know what we may feel like we want to do. And what we may feel like we want to do might be the shadow side peeking out, saying, I just want to react. My
Yeah.
ego's in overdrive. I need to have a need to be
React.
right. And it's that.
Stab.
Yeah, exactly. It's this very uncoordinated, out of balance, out of sync reaction. Whereas instead, if you recognize and think, is this my light? Is this my dark? Is this my emotion? Is this is this my dignity?
Intellectual side.
Integrity.
Yeah.
And the uniting of those two forces happens through the birthing energy that happens on
Gotcha.
July 26th,
Gotcha.
and everything is revealed on August 1st.
Nice. Okay.
And so it is a tremendous pressure and tremendous, amazing rewards that we can get as we empty out the vessel and we receive the diamonds that we have around us.
Nice.
And then it's important also just to remember that the light is abundant and wants you to see. The light wants you to have
Wants you to be a good,
the life that you
all the
want.
good stuff.
You are
Yes.
part of the
Everything.
light. It's what you're made
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
I often refer to us as like our own gods and goddesses
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
part of this wholeness of creation. And so, of course, the light wants you to succeed, but it's up to you to recognize where to rein in that desire to react, where to heal the ego and stop acting out
Nice.
of ego. That's a big key component of it.
Nice.
If we haven't emptied enough, it will feel like the vessel explodes instead of receiving the gifts.
Because
Kind
it's
of-
already full.
Kind of, exactly, just like if you have a
Glass
huge
of water. or
Thanksgiving
whatever.
dinner
Yeah.
and you feel like you're going to explode afterwards. The food was good, but you
It
wish
was
you
so
hadn't had
good,
so
and you
much.
just keep taking it in, and then you go, it wasn't that good anymore. 'cause
And
it hurts.
instead, if you empty your vessel, if you give yourself some time, some space, then you can enjoy it.
Now I have a total image about
Events that we
emptying your
experience, events that we experience as negativity are really just too much light. We aren't ready when we feel that pressure. We're just not
Gotcha.
ready.
We're not
So get
balanced.
yourself ready. Meditate. Write the gratitude letter from the future, looking back on your
Yes.
life.
Yes.
Share the light with others. Be kind. Give compliments. Prepare yourself. Purifying your thoughts. Monitoring your deeds and your actions and your words, and really paying attention to, does this match my dignity? Is this
Yeah.
something
I like
this
that.
moment, is this something I want to be remembered by?
If you were being videoed right then, would you look back on it and go, yeah, that was one of my better moments? Or would you go,
Yes, exactly.
and if you're going, then you're not living up to your
Right.
dignity.
Exactly. So choose before you
Yeah.
do those
Yeah.
moments. Exactly. Be ready with an expanded vessel of light.
Nice.
Thinking about your integrity, thinking about who you are with each of your actions, thoughts, and words. Would you be proud of those moments as your legacy?
Yeah.
One of the things that I really like, kind of the way this was phrased, that during this window you can meditate to transform misfortune and tragedy into desire and opportunity.
Oh, nice.
It's all up to us.
It's up
We
to
are
us.
always
Yeah.
the creators of our own stage. If there's something you don't like, then you need
Change
to
it.
pause and figure out, who are you? Why are you creating this?
Yeah.
And create differently. Create peace,
Nice.
especially during these next 3 weeks.
Nice. Thank you for watching. And if you like this, remember to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and go to our website.
www.earthandskycenter.com.
Nice. And see you next week.